Kisa. Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna try to make this video real quick, man. I should have done this hour ago, but um, but you guys know how that shit goes. Ooh. Hmm? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. Ah man. So I'm gonna make this video real quick. Probably gonna be another 30-45 minute video. It's not gonna be a whole hour, even though I need to make a whole hour. But as you can see in the title, it's a yellow busy cannot pay $2 million bonds. So in a $2 million bonds, that's equated to like $200,000. You got all those rappers who live in $1 million house, um, um, who got expensive lawyer but cannot pay $200,000. Now, I understand sometimes you just try to play smart. Maybe you don't want to waste your money because you're gonna have to pay your lawyer a lot of money, and you don't want to burn your money down. You don't want to burn your money cash now, just because you're gonna have to deal with more legal fees. But I just to show you a lot of the rapper is all show no action, and he wanted to get bond so he can actually go to the shows while he's waiting on the case, so he can make some money. My thing is, man, my thing, you go to record label. You know, sometimes the record label when you slow down like that, like Yellow Busy, I think he's been more like an influencer than a rapper. Um, yeah, he's been making a lot of money on doing those shows anyway. But I say that to say, man, uh, not a lot of rapper man was pretend wearing jewelry. That's why a lot of them get arrested because they're out here still doing illegal shit. That's why he probably got himself in trouble. He said he paid somebody 40,000. You telling me you have that's all you pay to take somebody's life, 40K, take somebody's life and also risking your life? Bro, you're gonna take steps that but and you're stating to the fair that oh you are responsible for your family and your extended family. You know that and you try to get somebody killed, but people out here are so reckless, bro. So reckless for any stupid thing, risking their freedom. And yeah, it's so stupid. So stupid. But we'll talk more about that. Um, but let's start it. Let's get started with share screen to see what the first we'll talk more some more about that what we're talking about today. Like I said, it's not gonna be long. There's not much going on in entertainment today. It was Thursday. It was a slow day. So let's go back to DJ Academy to see what was going on in the hip hop street. Where did we left yesterday? So early this morning, LeBron James posted this. Can I make fun of kind of making fun of Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. Smith went double down after LeBron James interview with Nemesis and or like the next show come out right after the next show that come right after First Take, which is he come to the building, and then you see what happened after that. Stephen S. P. went to his podcast and complained more. Matter of fact, he even lied, right? He lied about how no, before that he lied about LeBron James didn't show up to Kobe Bryant funeral. LeBron James did not go to his friend Dwayne statue ceremony, this, that, and a third, because LeBron some kind of like jealous person, this, that, and a third. But he has to come back and apologize, because a lot of people explain on him, telling him, no, LeBron did go to LeBron did went to Kobe funeral. We all saw LeBron jail. Then he had to come back and post an apology post about oh yeah, I made a mistake about that. I was talking out of emotional, this, that, and the third. But that's the problem, man. Everybody just talking crazy, bro. So then another thing that happened also, the feds finally released detail about the whole Big U situation, right? So the feds kind of explained it that the Big U unleashed 42 court, and that's a lot. Unleashed a 42 court grant jury indictment, and he's a member from World 60s, and also he's a three thing is including murders, extortion, fraud, and tax crime. So all of those three, Big U gonna get convicted at least one of those two things. But let's put our prayer for them. Hopefully, Big U got a lot of money to hire some of the best lawyer in the world. And remember the whole they show you, this is video of Yellow Breezy, the whole pay somebody, and then the video before he got shot in that was back in 2020. They were showing that in the court today. What the how they even got filmed? That's just crazy. They shot somebody in they shot him and but they were, I guess they realized they were shooting at him. What in the world? Oh yeah, so he slowed down, and because they were shooting at him on the highway. That's crazy. And they ran after him. That's crazy. Who got that video? There's the car, and there's the other car in front of him. In front of him, starts shooting. And he slowed down, and when he slowed down, there's a car in front of him, and I don't know what he was trying to get. He was trying to get something in the car. He was trying to get his gun. He didn't get to the gun, he run, and the other guy was run after him. That's crazy in the middle of a highway. And that's how you end up getting killed, bro. That's why, like, I don't know if he didn't get a lot of money yet to get a bulletproof. Obviously, gotta get bulletproof gun. And also, that remember Walker, no, Sosa Walker, who was got shot, and also his artist Cecil who got shot. One second, guys. Who is that? Sorry about that, guys. Cecil P. So so it looked like the cops have identified the killer. Bro, this guy look old as f. But guess what? He's only 20. According to say, he's only but he's been arrested before. But they caught him. He's been arrested. This that and the third. So hopefully he spent the rest of his life in jail. Um, okay, we gotta stop this. We're gonna pay for copyright. And today, man, even though he's in jail, still haven't been charged for anything yet. You know, once you're in jail, you're dealing with the Fed. You got your Fed support. Um, and it looked like, man, a lot of people have been playing Little Ducks like crazy, and he just got 52 platinum record so far, man. Congratulations to Little Dirk. What else is going on? Who's that? Oh, that's his new album coming. And how here?
All roads lead to Shreveport. Yeah, man, we're gonna give it to the jury, man. We gotta get to the money now. It's time to get to the money. You see, I got that hole in my sock. I'm hungry again.
50 Cent showing his money, trying to making fun of Mitch and his daddy again. You know, have 50 years. He try to stay in the news, always posting stuff, man. Man, that's one man you don't want to be in any situation is. So let's get some more information about the 42 counter.
3 counts. This seems different than what we heard a couple weeks ago of 16 people arrested and charged as part of a different gang indictment. Here, what they're saying is the Big U enterprise, along with his 5 associates, yes, Termaine Ashley Williams, aka Loose Cannon, is alleged to be part of this enterprise. He's part of the robbery angle. There's a lot of charges. Let me take you through the primary charges. The first, the Fed's favorite, it's a criminal RICO enterprise. What are they involved in? Robbery and extortion. I don't know if you've heard anything about Big U and his cohorts.
So yeah, pretty much what I said earlier. Yeah, right. You're gonna give you a bunch of run around. Let's watch. You guys just going about a bunch of crazy pastor man who try to get 40,000 out of his 1,000 member and his mega church, and it went viral. And now he try to respond to that. Here's what the video was about.
The cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I just think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife Melinda P. Sapp was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box, and they understand the cost that is involved.
So this pastor is not letting you give out of your good faith. They're making them about them. Usually like God say when you're giving, you have to, you know what I mean? You have to be happy giving, and is what is in your heart, not what the pastor telling you to do. But let it be that those who pastor, man, they're so egotistic, man. It's all about them. It's not about you giving to God because He has done so much for you. But is it true? It looks like Agent Joel. Everybody's getting pregnant now. They wish her age. They make money. She make a lot of money on Instagram, about 100K a month. So she make about 3-4 million. So now she look like she's getting pregnant. Like all the rappers getting pregnant, they wish their age. They want to get pregnant. If I don't know who the guy is, probably some broke dude she's taking care of. But I'm happy for her, man. And I think baby help people grow. And just like you're gonna see happen with what's that little one again? I'm sure that we're gonna help them grow and she can start acting ratchet. We'll see what happens.
So some background for you. Conway was initially given a $2 million bond. His defense team argued he could not afford that and he needed to be in a position where he could continue to provide for his immediate and extended family. And despite the prosecution arguing that Conway could pay a $2 million bond if he wanted to because he lives in a mansion in Frisco and flies in private jets, Conway now returns to jail with a $750,000 bond instead. So it went from $2 million to $750,000. Conway arrested last week, nearly 5 years after the murder of another Dallas rapper, Melvin Noble, known by his rap name MO3. Conway is accused of hiring a hitman who carried out Noble's murder. He faces a capital murder while remuneration charge, and this means that the killing was done for financial gain or reward. Now, back in November of 2020, Noble was shot and killed on I-35 in Dallas, I believe.
So yeah, $40,000 is, bro. You could not get. And when you say 2 million, you don't have to give 2 million. You have to give 200,000, 10%. So he could not come to that. So, but like my thing is, why do you tell a judge you can't pay it, but you got responsibility for your family? So now you have to go back to jail and try to until the judge decide to lower it down for you. Are you gonna stay in jail until the trial, or are you gonna try to wait until they lower it to like something a lot lower? Oh, because you could be out making money while you're waiting on a trial, but maybe try to prolong the whole situation. But I just to show you, man, I'm making men multiple times. There's no money in street life. No money in street life, man. It's all it's all talk. But when real action happen, man, they all fall. Let's see what happened. let's check out with the news. What happened today with, after every hip hop news, I go to do what's going on in the Trump world. Today, this guy went to visit she's like defense secretary
IRS e-file is now
went to
open. Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free.
Here at CCOT today and visit this facility.
She went to El Salvador just to see how the immigrant that's in El Salvador excruciating prison.
And first of all, I want to thank El Salvador and their president for their partnership with the United States of America to bring our terrorists here and to incarcerate them and have consequences for the violence that they have perpetuated in our communities. I also want everybody to know, if you come to our country illegally, this is one of the consequences you could face. First of all, do not come to our country illegally. You will be removed and you will be prosecuted. But know that this facility is one of the tools in our toolkit that we will use if you commit crimes against the American people.
The DHS secretary is yet again engaging in cosplay, this time in El Salvador. Nearly 2 weeks after the Trump administration forcibly deported hundreds of alleged, and I do mean alleged, gang members to El Salvador, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem toured the maximum security prison in that country where they remain incarcerated. The Trump administration is arguing that it was justified in sending the Venezuelans to El Salvador, but there are families and attorneys of other Venezuelan immigrants sent to the mega prison that have told NBC News that their relatives were unjustly targeted and accused of being gang members based on having tattoos. In fact, Mother Jones is reporting that one man's tattoo is an autism awareness ribbon with his brother's name on it, while the Miami Herald is reporting that one man has no criminal record or immigration history in the United States and may be imprisoned due to a paperwork error. Joining me now is Ankush Kaduri. He's a senior writer for Politico and former federal prosecutor. Ankush, they seem to just be indiscriminately snatching people up. At this point, if you are Venezuelan and potentially have a tattoo, you can be targeted.
Yeah, it's the amount of information that is coming through the defense lawyers for some of these individuals is very striking, and it does underscore the concerns that are inevitable in a situation where you move someone through a legal process like this without any sort of adversarial element to it, right? So these people had no opportunity to mount their own defense, to say, no, you're wrong about why I got that tattoo. These very basic features of how our criminal justice system usually works, the administration has decided in this instance they want to skip entirely over it. And, the prospect, of course, that even one person, let alone multiple, might be innocent and stuck in this sort of legal black hole that the administration has kind of created, I don't think there's any real precedent for it, is very, very disturbing.
I thought that Judge Boasberg issued a stay on the United States government putting people on a plane and sending them to
move people subject to his order, the class that he has created, to that prison. The administration would have a very serious legal problem on their hands. But I would just say, it is not helpful to the administration's case here for them to be sending down the Secretary of Homeland Security, because it makes it appear that the government is actually controlling that prison. And these questions of who is in custody of these individuals are going to need to be resolved at some point, and that could really come back to bite the administration.
Not to mention the video that we just played, it is inhumane. She's using people as props. And according to reporting that I just read, some of the individuals in that prison are in fact innocent.
Can I just, and this is the thing that's really remarkable about the legal situation they've created, which again, I think has no precedent, because basically these people are out here, they're not technically on US soil, but they have been sent to conditions that we would never tolerate in this country, right? And then we have the Secretary of Homeland Security going in front of that prison and saying, we're gonna send you here. Now, this is not where these people came from, right? These people are allegedly from Venezuela. We're gonna send you here where you have basically no rights and you're subject to conditions that Americans would never tolerate.
Can we also talk about, we want to update folks on the latest of the Tufts University student that on Tuesday was grabbed off the street by federal officials. We have the video on the screen. Rumisa Ozturk, she's a Turkish national with a valid student visa. She was arrested Tuesday. She was on her way to meet up with friends to break her Ramadan fast. Per her attorney, she was sent to Louisiana despite a federal court order that she not be removed from the state. And then for 24 hours, she was not given access to an attorney. No criminal charges have been filed. She is not the only person that has been targeted for deportation under the Trump administration. It's Mahmoud Khalil, which we have talked a lot about. There's a Georgetown postdoctoral fellow, a Columbia student who is a legal permanent resident. The Georgetown fellow is a valid student visa. There's a Cornell doctoral student who has had their visa revoked. I am very concerned that this is a precursor for the government to also target American citizens for speech or conduct that the government does not like. Is that hyperbolic?
No. This is a very valid concern because already they've taken us into, I wouldn't say unprecedented terrain, but terrain that historically we have left to some very dark chapters in American history. I'm thinking back to the Palmer raids a century ago, where the government was rounding up people who they thought were communist sympathizers, foreign nationals, sending them back. And who were those people? They weren't Black or brown people, they were Italians and they were Jewish people. These are things that we don't want to relive. And in terms of like where this might head, if you put this position together that they've taken, which is that we can strip people of their temporary status and remove them immediately, together with another position they've taken, which is that they can denaturalize people under circumstances.
It's something they did, they said in the first administration and also tried to do.
Correct. So if you put those steps together, it's not inconceivable that they would attempt at some point to denaturalize some person or class of people and then to remove them using one of these sort of very tenuous theories. They haven't attempted to do that yet, but you can see conceptually the pieces are not hard to put together.
Damn, bro. That's where we are now. Like, taking people right of freedom of speech, and just because we have a speech, now they can call you a terrorist and put you in a black hole without any charges, without proper, bro. I don't know what's going on. And this guy, they even asked for his resignation, but he's cutting the White House's life.
Deja de estudiar inglés. Comienza a hablar inglés. Vamos a empezar a practicar inglés.
Ultimately, the buck stops with the President of the United States of America, which is why I made clear to President Trump yesterday in my correspondence that the Secretary of Defense should be fired immediately if he's not man enough to own up to his mistakes and resign in disgrace.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries on Wednesday saying that the buck stops with President Trump as calls for his defense secretary's resignation are mounting. The pressure on Pete Hegseth comes as we learn about more potential unsecured chats, signaling a total lack of intelligence. Where there's smoke, folks, there's usually fire. Back with me are Helene Cooper, Mark Polyramopoulos, and Mary McCord. Helene, does the secretary have the confidence of the folks within the Pentagon?
No, he doesn't. I don't think he had it before he arrived. Somebody said to me today that he's the most unqualified Secretary of Defense the country has had. And this was somebody from within the Pentagon saying that. Keep in mind, Pete Hegseth was approved by the Senate on the barest of margins to begin with. J.D. Vance had to come in and break the tie. It was a 50-50 vote, and he could not have lost any more Republicans at the time. So all the Democrats voted against him. So he doesn't have the confidence of Congress, but he certainly does not have the confidence of the men and women of the military. He has the confidence of a select group of what he calls warriors, and he's all about war fighters and warriors, and he's very much embraced the special operations community. But even there, a lot of those men and
so that's that, and they're still talking about let's see what that one.
We begin tonight with the continued fallout over that group chat security breach that is now in the courts. Late today, a federal judge heard arguments from a government watchdog group suing over Trump officials' use of the Signal app to discuss military attack plans. The judge issued what he called a compromise order, telling all Trump administration defendants to preserve all Signal communications from March 11th to March 15th. Meanwhile, Democratic and Republican senators on the Hill are calling for an inspector general probe into the group chat. Some members are even calling for a criminal investigation. But Trump's Attorney General, Pamela Jo Bondi, doesn't seem to be that interested.
There should be resignations, and there should be an investigation either by the Defense Department IG, Inspector General, or by the FBI.
Is DOJ involved at this point?
It was sensitive information, not classified, and inadvertently released. And what we should be talking about is it was a very successful mission.
There is potentially here a violation of the Espionage Act, as well as the Federal Records and Presidential Records Acts.
Today, there are also growing questions about whether two Trump officials misled Congress in their sworn testimony about the group chat debacle. Tulsi Gabbard and John Ratcliffe were asked specifically if weapons, targets, or timing were mentioned in those text exchanges.
Wow. Man, that's it for today, man. That's all news for today, guys. That's what's going on in news. More Trump drama, crazy. More crazy hip-hop news. People getting shot. Rapper cannot pay for their bill. That's it, man. Guys, let me know what you think about this. If you're first to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Deuces.